Hey everyone, my name is Gamer Corey and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial video. Now in this video, I do want to go over a faster than zero tick bamboo farm. Now I did go over a faster than zero tick cactus farm, and I'll also be coming out with a sugarcane farm at some point. But this design is completely tileable. I actually don't know who the original person was that found it. However, if you guys do know, maybe I can give them credit. It's just something that I've seen, and I actually want to replace some of my bamboo farms with, as well as I do use right now a zero tick bamboo farm which produces about 50,000 bamboo per hour, but this one will actually produce more depending on how many tiles you actually have. Like I said, it is tileable. There's a couple things that you might have to do a little bit differently in order to get it tileable. However, this thing is pretty massive, and you probably don't need a bamboo this farm this big, honestly. The super smelter that I use even in my survival world is the zero tick one, and it produces 50,000 and it does just fine. And I believe that each one of these cells produce about 100,000 bamboo per hour. I'm going to turn it on here in a second. You guys can see this thing run. It is absolutely insane. And I'll also have a link down in the description so you guys can actually download this world and you guys will be able to check it out and see it for yourselves. And that way you can enjoy it as well. And I'm also going to do a tutorial for you guys right now. Also, but if you guys want to continue seeing these types of videos, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And also don't forget to hit that bell so you guys get notified each and every single time that I do drop a video just like this one. Now this one is pretty resource intensive, but like I said, it is completely tileable, and I do have some chests down below there so you guys can actually see what materials you're actually going to need in order to actually build this. This is going to require some quartz, so you're gonna have to go to the nether. It's gonna require a lot of redstone just because you're using repeaters, redstone dust, redstone blocks, things like that. But there's gonna be some things that I'm gonna go ahead and take out of this video. However, we're gonna make a 5 tileable section, and then you guys can go ahead and expand it from there. Now redstone signal does go out to 15, so you can put a repeater as long as it's before 15 there, and you guys are gonna be just fine. But so you could actually have a 30 cell system. This one's only 24, just to let you guys know. Let's go ahead and kind of turn it on. I do have my sound really down low and also my blocks really down low, but this thing is incredibly fast and incredibly powerful. I mean, you guys can see all the bamboo just basically flying through here. Now obviously some of it does get stuck on the ice block there, so you could actually drop that down just a little bit if you guys wanted to, or you could put them, you know, you could put more tiles in there and kind of go from there. But look at this. This thing was completely empty, and you can see that we're getting quite a bit. And if we actually stand in this system right here before it even has a chance to go anywhere, you guys are going to see that. Look how fast my inventory is filling up. It is incredibly fast. I mean, look at that. Look how fast it is just going ahead, and just, it's insane. Now the one thing that you guys can do is you guys can actually go ahead and turn this thing off whenever you guys want, but I want to show you guys at the end of the episode how much this actually produces. And I actually destroyed, you know, basically, well, there's a little over 9 stacks from it. So I have 2 chests here. This is basically everything that you're going to need per tile. You're going to need a water source, 4 redstone dust, 2 repeaters, 2 iron trapdoors, or something that sends a signal to an observer, 3 observers, a fence gate, or something that can allow the water to stop. You could also use, you could technically use a pressure plate if you wanted to as well, with some ice. It really depends on how you want to build it. A redstone torch, 4 sticky pistons, 3 regular pistons, a block of any choice. You don't have to use glass if you don't want to. You could use more stone, and then you're going to need some dirt and some sand for this. So you guys do need sand for the bamboo farm, just because well, you guys are going to need it's the shaky sand is ultimately what it comes down to. All right, and this is all the other blocks that you guys will need for the rest of the build. So these are all the tileable sections. So what I mean by tileable is pretty much the farm itself from the sticky pistons up there to the shaky sand to all this. And then everything in the other chest is going to be kind of this outline of everything else that you guys kind of see. So you guys will need some additional blocks. There's slabs that I forgot to put in here because we'll need some slabs as well. We'll need some redstone dust, some repeaters, some more observers, or some redstone torches, sticky pistons, and also a lever to go ahead and stop that. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a slab real quick because we will need that. And let's just go ahead and throw that into our inventory. All right, so let's go ahead and start our build. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put down a sticky piston, and then we're going to put an observer facing that way. And the next one is going to be off diagonal and facing into it. And then we're going to put a block behind it, and we're going to put a lever on the top of that like so. So when we flick the lever, it's going to start a pulse, and that's what's going to control our entire farm, and it's going to be our on and off switch. This can basically come from anywhere. All right, so the one that we actually just got done putting down, we're going to go ahead and go 3 redstone dust from this side, and then we're going to go where this is going to be pushed into this other observer. We only want to go ahead and put down 2. Now on each of these sides, we want to go ahead and put ourselves a repeater, and we're going to leave it on just the 1 tick, right, just like that. Now at this point, we're going to grab some more blocks, and on this side would be a dust, and then also a repeater here, and then this would be a block. So we're going to go 5 out like I was originally talking about. So we're going to put repeaters on each of those blocks going like that into those blocks, and then we're going to put redstone dust behind those repeaters just like so. Now at this point, we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to go ahead and grab our repeaters and put those like so, and then we're going to go ahead and put our blocks in front of those repeaters. And that's what your farm should look like so far. On this side, we're going to go ahead and put regular pistons facing inward on each of those blocks, or however far you actually decided to build this out. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to start building the next portion of our system. So what we want to do is we actually want to go out 4 blocks here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then from this one, we actually want to go out 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically you want to go 1 past where this repeater is, and then you want to go 1 past where this repeater is. All right, so now once you got this kind of design here on the floor, I should have probably used different blocks so you guys could actually see what it was looking like. It's easier to see in the air over there. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we are actually going to go ahead and put an observer facing this way like so. Now behind that, we're actually going to go ahead and put redstone dust, grab ourselves another repeater, and this one actually needs to be on 2 tick delay. Now on this side, what we're going to go ahead and do is 1 off from this one in line with these repeaters. We're going to go ahead and put an observer facing into this block here. And then behind this one, we're going to go ahead and do our redstone dust, if I can actually grab what I'm actually looking for. There we go. All right, and now we're going to actually extend the redstone dust behind that. So if you look down this row, we have repeater, 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 and then an observer. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and put a torch there and a torch there. So what's going to happen is when we actually start this system, I don't know if, well, we got to put up some redstone dust here, but if we put some redstone dust here, which we're not going to do it quite yet, but this is going to start the shaky sand portion of it. And then then eventually we're going to put some redstone on all of these blocks. So I'll put it all, but just the one that's actually connecting it like so. And there we are. All right, so from here, what we need to do is we actually need to start building our upper portion of how we're going to move our sand and also our dirt into the middle. So what we can actually do is here in the middle, we're going to grab our dirt here, and we're going to come up and put it just like that. Now, for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and whatever side you put this repeater on is the side that you need to put your sand, because this is going to allow the sand to be pushed into place, just so you guys know. we need to go ahead and grab our sticky pistons, and they're going to go right on top of these redstone dust, right in the front ones. And on each side, we want to make sure that it's basically on both sides, just like that. Now, the next portion of this is we actually need to take a temporary block, and we're going to put a redstone or a piston facing into the sand. So this one is actually going to be touching, and then on this side there's going to be a gap between the dirt and the sticky piston. Now these do have to be sticky pistons, so you guys know. The only ones that are the regular pistons are the ones that are going to be up top and the ones that are actually shaking the sand. So again, we have to grab our temporary block, and then we can go ahead and put our sticky pistons like that, get rid of our temporary block. So that's kind of what it is looking like so far. Now eventually on this side there will be a block going here, but we don't want to set the system off too early, so we'll get to that at some point here very soon. Now what you want to do is from this point is you want to go up 2, and you want to put a roof on the top like that. What this is going to do is this is going to be where our pistons are going to be pushing the sand into, or basically these sticky pistons are going to push the sand into the middle, and it's going to shake here. And then we need something to basically control where this is going to be growing, and also we need to create the system that is going to be destroying our sand or collecting it ultimately. And we're going to put our bamboo on the dirt blocks like so. And what's nice about this is that you can actually grow the bamboo. And the reason that we're putting the blocks on the top is we do want them to stop the bamboo from growing. And that's kind of what it should look like. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves like a temporary, basically, bridge, because we do need to get our signal up to the top here. And you want to make this temporary bridge as tall as the top level of this. All right, so at this point, what we're going to do is you're going to grab your slab that we actually had earlier, and we're going to put that on the top, starting with this one right here. And these have to be on the top sections of each of these stones. And then at this point, you can actually get rid of all of these if you guys would like to. And then at this point, your redstone dust is going to go on each of these slabs that you just created. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and put our full block right here, right off of the redstone dust. Now we need to go ahead and put a sticky piston with a block in front of it. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to come out 1 and down. And that's basically where we want an observer to be, because this is going to push this into this observer. And we want this one facing up. So we want this one facing like that. And then we also need to get rid of this one, and we need to put an observer facing into that one. Now at this point, we want to go ahead and put a full block there. And then we're going to put full blocks right here. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our repeaters. And the first one is actually going to be going this way. And the next one is going to be facing this one in the opposite direction. And then we need to put redstone dust on all 3 of the exposed blocks that you're using, not this. So basically what would happen is if we're going to put this one on there, it's going to create a pulse. And that's going to send it to our harvesting system. So that way it pulses the pistons underneath. All right, so at this point, we're actually going to go ahead and grab ourselves an observer facing it that way. And then along the top here, which is right below here is where the pistons are at, we're going to grab just our redstone dust and then just create a line just like that. So what's going to happen is if we actually put that there, you'll see that our pistons are firing the way that they should be, and then when the system turns off, it's going to be pulled out of the way, and then it will actually stop our harvesting system. Now at this point, we're going to be using a lot of observers, and we need to make sure that they're facing inward. So you can see that the arrows are actually facing out right now, and we need to come one out from this sticky piston. So we're going to go up to this one right here, and then we're going to go ahead and delete that one because we don't need that temporary block anymore. And you can see that the arrow is facing inward, and that's exactly what we want in order to get this farm to work. Now at this point, we want to come over to this side, and we're going to go and put our observers facing down towards those redstone dust like that. And then this is where we're actually going to need our iron trap doors, and we're going to put them at the top of each of those observers, and each of them will fire because they are updating, and they're updating those sticky pistons like that. And we're basically going to do that exact same thing on this side. So we're going to go ahead and do observers facing upwards. They're actually facing downwards, but they're shooting upwards. And then we need to make sure that we're facing this way with the farm. And then sometimes it will fire depending on if you make a mistake on where you place them. And there we go. Now all the arrows are actually facing inward. And then we're going to go ahead and put our iron trap doors at the top of each of those observers, just like so. Now for the most part, your farm is actually complete. Now we just need to go ahead and surround this with glass so that way we can control the water. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and put the blocks on top of these pistons right here, the still sticky pistons, and then just wrap it around, and then I'm going to go up to the top of that, and then I'm also going to go down below just a little bit too to make sure that the water doesn't fall out and destroy any of our redstone. Now we do want to make sure that we go out one past our iron trap doors just to protect anything from being destroyed, and then we also need to come backwards as well. And we're going to go up to basically the top of the piston, so we're going to go up, you know, those 3 layers there. We're going to surround that completely. We're going to do that on this side as well. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop this down by 1. So this would be where our collection system is going to be going. And then you want to make sure that you wrap it around. You want to make sure that this one is 1 up from this level. So when the bamboo comes flying out down here, it will actually hit this top level first and then fall down into the water stream. Now you can have this sent to wherever you want, a collection system or whatever you need to do. So what we're actually going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and put just some ice here so you guys can go ahead and kind of see what we're going to be doing here. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves just some blue ice will work just fine. And the other thing that we actually want to go ahead and do is grab ourselves our stone pressure plate. So we're going to go ice and then stone pressure plate. Now this part is completely optional. You don't necessarily need to do this. And then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a chest as well. And then we will need a few hoppers actually. If you're doing this section of the build, you don't necessarily have to. Now from here, what you can actually do is just come up a little bit. And if you're going to do this system, as far as the storage, like so, then you're going to do is put a hopper down at the bottom of each of these, and then at the top of each of these, and then make sure that your glass is surrounding the entire thing. And the nice thing is glass can go on the top of the chest, and you can still actually open them, which is very nice and handy. Now at this point, we're going to grab our water bucket, which I don't think I actually had one before. Oh, I did. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put one down in this stream here, and we need to put one basically right there too. So that's going to go across the hoppers. Now at this point, we actually do need to grab our fence gate because that will be important because we need something to stop the water. You could put where this glass is at here, you could put the ice there and then put the stone pressure plates, or you can actually just go ahead and put a whole bunch of fence gates like so, and then make sure that you guys are opening those up, and that's going to allow the items to fall through, but the water that's going to be pushing the bamboo will actually stop at the fence. You don't necessarily have to have these on there if you don't want to, but this is completely optional. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. Now at this point, this is a very specific order, so I recommend that you guys follow this very, very closely so you guys don't mess it up. On top of these pistons, you're actually going to come up 1. and you're going to put it all the way across, because when this system starts, those sticky pistons will actually grab these blocks and pull them down. Now, they don't necessarily need to be stone. They could be whatever full block you want them to be, something that does move, so it can't be an immovable object. And then the same thing on this side. However, on this side, we're actually going to put those on the top of the sticky pistons, just like so. Now at this point, we can actually go ahead and put our water in, but you will need to put a temporary block that will be destroying in just a moment. And then you can put your water source on top of those, and then make sure that you delete the temporary item. Now at this point, your farm should be completely ready for you guys to start. We just need to connect up this last little bit because we didn't do that at the beginning. And let's go ahead and turn this thing on for the first time. And you can see that it is firing. And looks like we are getting a ton of bamboo already. Look at all this coming in. And that's only on 5 sections, which is pretty amazing. And we can actually go ahead and turn it off. And just like that, it all turns off, and you're all good to start using it whenever you need it later. Now, obviously, the only downfall is the fact that there will be some bamboo that is left behind because it can't slide any further, and some will also get caught on this wall as well. But if we go over to this one here, we can actually see that all of our chests are actually already completely full in like a 20-25 minute period. So that is insane. So I guess we can go ahead and stop this. But like I said, I will have this world available for download. It is already actually lagging out my system a little bit. The one thing that I have noticed with the bigger tileable ones is, as you guys just saw, is that sometimes they will get destroyed. It's a gamble. It's like a 50-50 chance of whether they work or not, whereas the small ones always seem to function just fine. So I don't know if it's just like just a little bit of lag issue or what it is, but these will work all the time. So I probably wouldn't do more than like a 12 row instead of doing that. And you can see that it's a little bit destroyed there, but I'll let you guys go ahead and see it. But honestly, this is the one that you're going to want to be able to build in your world, and it works 100% of the time when it is smaller. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy the video in any way or found it helpful, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it. And you guys, stay gaming.